Good morning. I'm Olivia Calfee. The time is 5:31 on Wednesday, February 21st. Now let's check in with meteorologist Tim Drawbridge for a look at your forecast this morning.
Good morning, Olivia. Good morning, everyone. Temperature-wise, not too bad. We'll call it seasonably chilly, 32 as we look outside our door here at WYMT. Your headlines is we've gone through a stretch of weather which is just absolutely beautiful. Hard to believe, it was not too long ago this past weekend. It was frigid, right? The last day of gorgeous weather's today. Showers, some periods of rain as we head through tomorrow afternoon, tomorrow night, before another shot of cold air comes into play Friday and Saturday. And the trends now are a little bit colder for Saturday. We'll explain with Maine weather in a few moments. Temperature-wise, mid and upper 20s, lower 30s for a lot of us, minus Pikeville and Jackson, as well as Lexington, and the upper 30s and close to 40. Nothing going on locally. We're looking back to the west and northwest here. This is where our cloud cover will be coming into play mid to late afternoon. Most of the day, gonna be nice. We'll end up having a partly cloudy sky and a high later this afternoon into the lower 60s. More about how cool it can become with the First Alert 7-day forecast coming up in just a few moments. Olivia?
Tim, thank you. A Central Kentucky Sheriff's Department is sending out the alarm on the deadly consequences of illegal drug use. The Madison County Sheriff says within 5 years they have seized enough fentanyl to kill hundreds of thousands of people. Those drugs are off the streets, but the problem remains. WYMT's Phil Pendleton was able to talk to police about what they are seeing and the help available to those struggling.
There's a place in Lexington that offers hope. In fact, some there are called hope dealers.
That's the thing that impacts me the most because I've lost friends to fentanyl overdoses, and they just were unaware that they were even doing fentanyl. And
the things we're seeing now are...
Tony Terry is the chief deputy for the Madison County Sheriff's Office and says fentanyl seizures with both local agencies and task forces are very alarming.
2.2 pounds is a kilogram. That's enough to kill 500,000 people.
Madison County deputies seized nearly 8 pounds over the past 5 years. Terry says that would have killed more than 2 million.
So easy to access and so many ways that they use it now. It's mixed with a lot of the pills.
They may have been in college, they may be partying, their friends may be doing it, different things like that. I don't think anyone gets into that lifestyle like wanting to go and do like dangerous drugs like fentanyl. It just kind of progresses over time.
Sheriff's deputies then see the dangerous impacts from traffic stops to within homes. It's all over the community.
The drug users don't know sometimes that they're getting that. And that's the unfortunate part is whenever they put that into their body, they don't survive.
If they do, people at Voices of Hope say they have a plan to help them.
We as a community need to get better to help people get in recovery and help people be more aware of the dangers of fentanyl.
The best advice is to avoid illegal drugs altogether. Phil Pendleton, WYMT Mountain News.
Madison County deputy sheriffs say 2 milligrams of fentanyl, about the size of a pencil lead, is enough to be a lethal dose. We learned some new information yesterday about an officer-involved shooting earlier this month. Kentucky State Police say 31-year-old Dylan Sutherland is facing 4 counts of attempted murder of a police officer. Troopers say Sutherland led London police officers and Laurel County Sheriff's deputies on a car chase, during which they say he fired a gun out of the window at the officers. The chase ended when Sutherland's car eventually crashed. Police say he then fired the gun at police again, but this time they began firing back. Troopers say Sutherland was eventually arrested and given first aid. He was taken to the University of Kentucky Hospital. He is now at the Laurel County Correctional Center. A Pike County man is facing several charges after police say he threatened to harm his wife and first responders. Officers were called out to an apartment complex on Hambly Boulevard in Pikeville Monday. A witness told police that the woman's husband was arguing with her and throwing items at her while trying to destroy their apartment. Police went to the apartment where Gerald Tackett was staying and were eventually able to arrest him. A Pulaski County man is behind bars after police say he threatened to shoot at a school. Employees at a hospital in Wayne County claimed they received 5 threatening phone call messages in their voicemail. When someone working at the hospital returned the call, they were able to figure out the man's name. Wayne County deputies were able to track down 18-year-old Trevor Cherry of Burnside. Cherry was taken to the Wayne County Detention Center. A McCreary County man is in jail after police say he was driving on a DUI suspended license. Deputies with the sheriff's office arrested 65-year-old Jackie King of Strunk Monday afternoon. King was brought into custody after police pulled him over on North Main Street in London. Officers also say they found a pipe with residue in King's possession during the stop. King was taken to the Laurel County Correctional Center. Kenneth DeHart appeared in an East Tennessee courtroom Tuesday morning for a preliminary hearing. He is charged with the murder of Blount County Deputy Greg McCowan. DeHart was at the center of an almost 5-day manhunt before being arrested in East Knoxville. The preliminary hearing ended with the judge turning the case over to the Blount County grand jury. Data from the Cabinet for Health and Family Services in Kentucky shows an increase in respiratory illnesses statewide, including our region. WYMT's Chandler Wilcox talked to a healthcare professional about how they are battling sickness.
Multiple viruses are continuing to spread all at once.
We're seeing a different type of respiratory illnesses. We're seeing 3 going on at the same time. Flu A and B, we're seeing a lot of COVID-19, and we're seeing RSV.
Dr. Cotter says some patients have been taken to the hospital due to complications.
We even have patients in the hospital right now with COVID-19, at least 5. But here in the clinic, we've seen a lot of cases of influenza A or flu A.
Cotter urged community members to be cautious before going to work if they feel sick.
We're seeing more and more cases for people coming in at work while they are sick and infecting others. So the message is, if you are sick, don't come to work with a fever and upper respiratory illness because you can infect others.
The doctor also urged folks it is not too late to receive a vaccine.
The vaccine we have are pretty effective still. Like the COVID booster we have right now, it's still good for the new variant. For the flu shot, they make the vaccine based on last year's wave, and it's effective.
Cotter says early warning signs can include nasal congestion or a fever. In Whitesburg, Chandler Wilcox, WYMT Mountain News.
Officials with the Cabinet for Health and Family Services also say hospitalizations for respiratory illnesses are high. About 6% of people in the U.S. as of 2021 have a food allergy that could lead to potentially life-threatening allergic reactions. Now, a drug used for asthma may increase patients' tolerance to those life-threatening allergens. Xolair is a shot injected every 2 or 4 weeks and can reduce the severity of allergic reactions. One Scott County allergist is excited about the research and believes this will make a real difference for her patients.
The quality of life from the stress and anxiety of it, I think, is going to be the biggest and most important thing. Instead of a kid having a reaction to eating a third of a peanut, which is a really tiny amount of a peanut, they were able to tolerate up to 2.5 peanuts.
Xolair can be given to patients as young as 1 year old. The cost is between $2,900 and $5,000 a month, depending if the patient is an adult or child, but it is covered by insurance. SpaceX and Intuitive Machines launched a lunar lander mission last week, and it is set to land on the moon tomorrow. Morehead State University has played a huge role in making space history. Intuitive Machines launched their IM-1 mission on February 15th. The ship, called Odious, or ODI for short, will be the first ship from the U.S. landing on the moon in more than 50 years.
History actually is being made this week. It'll be the first time that a private company has launched a vehicle to the moon and landed on the moon.
The ship has already sent back stunning images while on its 239,000-mile trip, and a network referred to as the Lunar Data Network has been tracking the mission's progress. The Space Science Center in Moorhead is hosting a landing watch party to the public Thursday evening. The event will begin at 4 p.m. and the projected landing period is approximately 5:49 p.m. Still to come, Beyonce Going Country turns to be a huge hit as she makes history, topping 2 separate charts.
Great start to the work week with a lot of sunshine. Looks like we squeeze out one more before, yes, changed it on the way. First Alert 7-day forecast, that's coming up after the break.